To Brazilian politics now, and the Senate has vowed to press ahead with a vote on the impeachment of President Dilma Rousseff. That's despite a ruling that a vote in the lower house was flawed. The lower house's acting speaker ruled that there had been irregularities in the voting and that they wanted a fresh poll as a result. However, the Speaker of the upper house has dismissed those comments and says senators will forge ahead with the vote on Wednesday regardless. Let's get more on this with Anelise Borges, who joins us live from Brazil's capital. Anelise, the twists and turns continue in Brazilian politics. Is this impeachment vote going to go ahead or not?
Well, according to the Speaker of the Upper House, yes, Mr. Renan Calheiros says that the vote will go ahead as planned on Wednesday. And there was a session earlier on Monday during which they read impeachment documents. And now, in theory, a vote can go ahead in the next 48 hours. But there's a lot of confusion here in the capital and all across Brazil, really, following that announcement by the acting Speaker of the lower house, Valdir Maranhão. He cited procedural flaws and asked for the annulment of the April 17 vote that started the impeachment procedure against Mrs. Rousseff. Mr. Maranhão insists that the fact, for example, that parties instructed lawmakers how to vote and that the vote was public put a lot of pressure on those lawmakers, and that must have influenced the vote somehow. Well, I spoke to a constitutional lawyer here in Brazil who told me that despite the fact that those arguments actually have a legal basis, he doesn't believe that that motion will stand because that will set a very dangerous precedent. For example, Mr. Maranhão can decide next week to annul other sessions of the lower house and even change the constitution of this country. So we are expecting to hear from the Supreme Court, Brazil's top court. So far, they haven't released any announcements, but we are expecting to hear from them, and a lot of lawyers and political analysts expect them to file an injunction and drop this motion altogether. But again, senators are saying that they will go ahead with this vote, and if that happens, well, they are expected to vote in favor of impeaching Dilma Rousseff, and she could be suspended from office and put on a trial as early as Wednesday.
And Anelise, what has the reaction been by the people of Brazil to this latest confusion?
Well, confusion. People were very confused. They were puzzled. They couldn't really understand that that was possible. This is unprecedented in Brazil. There were a lot of people that took to the streets, anti-Dilma Rousseff and pro-impeachment supporters, but also those who support the Workers' Party's ruling and who want to see Dilma Rousseff continue her second mandate. We saw across Brazil in major cities, people going out in the streets to voice their support for each one of those sides. But of course, they also took to social media, which is something that Brazilians do a lot, to try and have this conversation and have this debate and understand a little more about what was really going on in this country. This announcement surely took everyone here by surprise, including Brazil's president, Dilma Rousseff, who was informed on that motion during an event at the presidential palace. She refused to comment on that announcement, but she seemed pleased. She was smiling more. She was distributing hugs and kisses to the supporters who were there to voice their support to Dilma Rousseff. But she insisted that it was too soon to comment on that. But she once again vowed to continue fighting until the end.
Okay, Anelise, many thanks for that. Anelise Borges there.